Hey guys, today we're going to show you how to replace a toilet flush valve. As you can see here, this has got trouble. Take the back off the tank. Not all toilets are the same, but this is fairly typical. You can see there's no water, the tank's empty, and yet it's not filling, it's leaking around there, it's not coming out. So obviously the valve is bad. So first thing we want to do, we want to take the top, this is fragile, make sure you put it in a safe place. All right, the next thing you want to do, of course, is cut off your water supply. So somewhere near the base of your toilet, you'll have a valve. So just turn the valve. It's a normal right-handed valve, so just turn it till it stops, and you can see the water, the sound is completely stopped. So the next thing we got to do is drain whatever water is in the tank. So even though you can see down here in the bottom, even though I've fully flushed it, there's still a little bit of water, inch or so, in the bottom of the tank. So the way you get rid of that is when you take out the valve, it will drain. It'll leave the hole in the bottom. It will drain out the bottom. So then what we got to have is a bucket. Get a bucket, some paper towels, and get ready to drain. All right, so under the toilet, under the valve, you'll see some type of nut. So you got to take the nut off. Get your bucket close. It's going to start dripping. All right, so with the water line removed, this is just the water line. You still up under here, you'll have some type of nut you need to remove to get the flush valve actually out of the way. Now, the water line you may or may not be able to do by hand. Typically, you tighten this by hand, but over the years it'll be too tight to loosen by hand. So you need some type of pliers, tools, some type of maybe wrench, just to try to get around there and loosen that nut. All right, let's see. Yeah, just one little turn and then it should come out by hand. All right, next thing you want to do, if you want to put pressure up here, what this does, what I'm going to do is keep pressure on the top of this flush valve. What this does, this keeps the hole in the bottom of the tank sealed while I unscrew the nut. So it won't let all the water come out until I get ready. All right, so due to different tanks, the stem is very long. So all right, we remove the nut, get your bucket close under the hole, and then you're going to pull up on the flush valve and remove the old flush valve, and there goes all the water out of the tank. All right, you see we're empty now down in the tank. We're empty. You see the hole down there, down the bottom. All right, so this is the old flush valve and old water. All right, so we went to the store last night, and this is a typical flush valve. Fluidmaster, of course, is one of the top brands, and this is fairly universal. There's a little bit of differences, but this fits most one. And of course, you could ask if you're unsure there at the store. Dump everything out so it comes and everything. This is your new flush valve itself. The water fills up the tank, causes this to rise, and it cuts off the valve up here. And the different caps mean different things with flows and different brands, but like I said, this is a basic replacement. So there's the nut that we just took off. So there's your new plastic nut that will go on the bottom of the tank and go between the tank and the valve. And this is the washer that seals, keeps the water in. And then we'll go over this in a minute. This is the fill hose. So the water comes out of here, fills back your tank. Okay, so we have the new flush valve. We'll insert that back down in the hole. There is a rubber seal down in here. It actually stays with the tank. So then this goes back down in here. Goes back through. You want to make sure it's clear and can move freely. All right, so now we'll go back down and, okay, so you can see we're still dripping a little bit. That's why you can take an old rag, or I got some paper towels or something down there just to catch it. So again, opposite reverse. Put your hand up here, put some pressure on the top of the flush valve, and then you will thread your thread your nut on and screw it back onto it's tight. Now this nut here has little ears, little tabs on there that allow you to tighten it. So we might be able to tighten this by hand, but you want to make sure your gaskets are good and tight so nothing will leak. So you may have to give it one little snug. All right. So then we thread our water line back on. Again, this rubber gasket, this is a newer line, so it has tabs on the side that allow you to tighten it by hand. All right, that's about it. Okay, before you turn the water on, you got to take the hose that we talked about earlier, fill hose. You want to put it on, there's an outlet valve right here on the flush valve that where the water will come out. So if you turn the water on right now, it's going to squirt all over the tank. A little messy, so we'll get the line on there, and then also the kit will come with some type of clip. You may or may not need this, where you insert this on this clip, and then you insert it down in your field. But like I said, mine didn't have this to begin with. You may or may not need that. This is what runs the water in your bowl after you flush, and it appears that this one does not want to go on. So what we'll do is take it back off, and we'll just stuff the line back in the hole, and that should be good. All right, so I'll turn the water back on, and we'll see if we get any leaks and see what happens. You can see the water filling up. The main water comes out the bottom, but at the top here, again, it comes out this line, and what that does is after you flush, that runs the water into your bowl. All right, so there's only one last thing to do. As you can see, the water rising, coming up in the bowl. One, you want to come down here and check for leaks, and just make sure you want to dry everything off, and just after you get all done, just make sure you don't have any leaks under there. And then as the water comes up, your float is going to rise. Now, typically we have a little bit more water in our tank, but you can see it's cutting off. So what you do, like I said, this particular flush valve has a screw. Some of them are a little different. You change that based on how much water level you want in your tank. All right, it looks like that is about the limit of that one. All right, so come back out, flush. And don't do that. This guy got loose and squirted all over the wall. So, you know what they always say, you don't have to learn from your mistakes, learn from somebody else's mistakes. So don't do that. Make sure that's secure. So let me tie that down and clean up the walls, and then we'll be good. Okay, so we got everything together. What I ended up, I did have to go back and had to attach this hose. So you can see I just, the little clip that came with it in the box, I just attached that. So now your fill hose comes up and goes in the center of your flush, of your flapper valve, and fills your tank up. So we're ready to flush. And you can see it's filling up the bowl tank. So the last thing we do is go get our tank cover, put it back on, and we're ready to go. Okay, so my name is Lee Coleman, and this is how you fix a broken toilet flush valve.